Hello again, Liverpool fans. Welcome back. Liverpool's transfer business is already heating up ahead of the summer window, and while most eyes are usually fixed on big money signings for the first team, the club has quietly made two exciting moves that could shape the future of the Reds for years to come. These are not headline-grabbing superstars, but they are exactly the kind of smart, long-term investments that Liverpool have built their success on. One of those signings is 18-year-old defender Afani Ndukwi, who will join Liverpool from Austria Vienna this summer. The deal has already been confirmed, and although Ndukwi will initially link up with Liverpool's under-21 side, there is genuine belief inside the club that he has the potential to push his way into first-team thinking in the future. What makes this signing even more interesting is that Ndukwi is not just another unknown youngster. He is a player who has already caught the attention of some of the most respected figures in world football, including legendary former Arsenal manager Arsene Wenger. Ndukwi first came onto Liverpool's radar during last year's Under-17 World Cup in Qatar. Playing for Austria, the young defender was a key figure in an impressive tournament run that saw his country reach the final, where they narrowly lost 1-0 to Portugal. Throughout the competition, Ndukwi stood out for his composure, intelligence, and ability to play out from the back, qualities that perfectly match the modern defender profile Liverpool look for. Liverpool's scouting team were closely monitoring the tournament, searching for emerging talent that could fit into the club's long-term vision. Ndukwi's performances clearly ticked all the boxes. But Liverpool were not the only ones impressed. Arsene Wenger, who now works as FIFA's chief of global football development, was present at the tournament and was asked which players had caught his eye. Among the names he mentioned was Afani Ndukwi, a huge endorsement for any young footballer. Wenger spoke about how modern football is changing, explaining that build-up play is no longer just about midfielders. Instead, goalkeepers and defenders are now central to starting attacks. He pointed out that defenders are appearing more and more in top-level performance data because of their importance in shaping how teams play. In simple terms, Wenger was highlighting exactly why players like Ndukwi are so valuable. He is not just a defender who clears the ball and tackles. He is comfortable on the ball, can read the game well, and can help his team control possession from deep areas. That is the kind of defender Liverpool have built their recent success around. Alongside Ndukwi, Liverpool have also signed another young centerback, Mortala Ndiaye, as part of their efforts to strengthen the youth ranks. Ndiaye's arrival has unfortunately been delayed by an injury discovered during his medical, meaning he will be unavailable for a few weeks. Still, Liverpool remain confident in his potential and see him as another exciting prospect for the future. It is important to stress that these signings are not direct replacements for any current first-team defenders. They are part of a longer-term plan, a strategy focused on building a strong pipeline of talent from youth level to senior football. However, the timing of these moves is interesting, especially given the uncertainty surrounding Liverpool's current defensive situation. Virgil van Dijk is entering the final year of his contract, and while he remains a crucial leader and world-class defender, his long-term future is not yet fully resolved. Ibrahima Konate has been linked with a possible move away this summer, and Joe Gomez may also consider ending his long stay at Anfield in search of regular football elsewhere. On top of that, young defender Giovanni Leone is still recovering from a serious ACL injury, and it is unclear whether he will be fit in time for the start of the new season. All of this means Liverpool could soon find themselves needing to refresh their defensive options at senior level. While Ndukwi and Ndiaye are not expected to step straight into the first team, their arrivals show that Liverpool are thinking ahead and planning carefully. This is classic Liverpool recruitment. Rather than waiting for problems to appear, the club identifies talent early, develops it patiently, and gives young players the platform to grow. We have seen this approach work time and time again, with players progressing through the system and eventually becoming important members of the squad. For Ndukwi, the journey is just beginning. Joining Liverpool at 18 years old is a massive opportunity, and having the backing of someone like Arsene Wenger only adds to the excitement. If he continues to develop, learn, and adapt to the demands of English football, there is every chance he could become a name Liverpool fans hear much more about in the years to come. So while the big summer headlines will focus on marquee signings and first-team changes, keep an eye on these young additions. They represent the future, the next generation of Reds who could one day light up Anfield. Liverpool are building not just for tomorrow, but for many seasons ahead, and Afani Ndukwi is now part of that long-term story. Don't forget to like and subscribe so that you won't miss anything. Hello again, Liverpool fans. Welcome back. The January transfer window is reaching its most dramatic stage, and Liverpool are once again right in the middle of the action. With only days left before the deadline, conversations are intensifying, plans are being adjusted, and behind-the-scenes decisions could shape not only the rest of this season, but also the future of the squad. Let's get straight into everything you need to know. Liverpool have been carefully balancing experience, youth, and long-term planning throughout this window. While the club are not expected to make any reckless signings, they are actively monitoring several situations that could change very quickly. One of the biggest talking points has been Andy Robertson. For a while, it looked like the Scottish left-back could be heading out of Anfield after Tottenham showed interest. Discussions did take place, and Liverpool were even exploring ways to strengthen their left-back options if Robertson left. However, that situation has now taken a sharp turn. Robertson is now expected to stay at Liverpool. This decision has caused a domino effect. With Robertson remaining, attention has shifted to Kostas Tsimikas, who is currently on loan at Roma. The Greek international has been spending the season in Italy, but Roma have officially confirmed that talks have taken place with Liverpool about his situation. Roma's sporting director Frederic Massara openly admitted that discussions are ongoing and that both clubs are in constant communication. This confirms that Liverpool are considering whether to recall Tsimikas, adjust his loan, or reassess their left-back depth depending on how the final days of the window unfold. Nothing is decided yet, but what is clear is that Liverpool want flexibility. They want options, and they want to ensure they are not left short in any position as the season enters its decisive months. At the same time, contract situations are beginning to cast a long shadow. Both Andy Robertson and Ibrahima Konate are now inside the final 6 months of their current deals. That means, once this window shuts, they will be legally allowed to speak to foreign clubs about pre-contract agreements for the summer. This does not mean they are leaving, but it does mean Liverpool have important decisions to make. Negotiations, renewals, or potential sales will all be part of the discussion. The club's hierarchy is working quietly to avoid repeat situations where key players run contracts down without clarity. Another important development involves Liverpool's young talents. Lewis Kumas has returned early from his loan spell at Birmingham City. The Welsh international was eager for more regular minutes, and Liverpool agreed that a new temporary move would better support his development. That move now looks likely to be to Hull City. Liverpool believe Hull are an excellent environment for young attacking players. The club has helped develop talents like Jadon Philogene, Joe Gelhardt, and Liam Delap in recent seasons, giving them game time and responsibility. Talks between Liverpool and Hull are advanced, and a deal is expected to be completed before the deadline. The aim is simple: get Kumas playing, learning, and growing in a competitive championship environment. Now let's talk about midfield, because this is where things get especially interesting. Liverpool have quietly been monitoring Wolves midfielder Andre. The 24-year-old Brazilian impressed many during his time at Fluminense before moving to the Premier League, and Liverpool had already tracked him before his switch to England. His style fits the Reds' profile: energetic, press-resistant, technically strong, and comfortable operating in deeper midfield roles. Several clubs across Europe are now watching Andre's situation closely. Wolves are currently battling at the wrong end of the table, and the possibility of relegation could force them into selling valuable assets. Reports suggest Wolves would demand around €30 million, which is roughly £26 million, for Andre. Liverpool are said to be preparing a potential bid. That price, in today's market, is seen as reasonable for a 24-year-old Premier League-proven midfielder with upside. He would not necessarily arrive as an instant superstar, but as a smart squad addition who could grow into a major role over time. This fits perfectly with Liverpool's modern recruitment strategy. Identify players before they explode in value, integrate them gradually, and build depth without breaking financial structure. So what does all this tell us? Liverpool are not panicking. They are not chasing flashy headlines. They are quietly managing contracts, monitoring the market, developing youth, and preparing for future windows. Big changes may not happen in January, but foundations are clearly being laid. Whether it's sorting out the left-back situation, securing long-term deals for key defenders, finding the right loan for young players, or positioning themselves for midfield reinforcements, Liverpool are working on multiple fronts. The final days of the window could still bring surprises. And as always, we'll be right here to bring you every update, every twist, and every confirmed development. Don't forget to like and subscribe so that you won't miss anything. Hello again, Liverpool fans. Welcome back. Liverpool's season has taken another dramatic twist, and this time the noise is impossible to ignore. Behind the scenes, big decisions are being discussed, bold plans are being drawn, and one legendary former Red is once again being linked with a sensational return to Anfield. The future of Liverpool Football Club could be on the verge of a major reset. Despite a brilliant 3-0 Champions League win against Marseille in midweek, Liverpool's domestic form continues to worry supporters. The painful last-minute defeat to Bournemouth summed up the season perfectly. Moments of quality mixed with costly mistakes. After fighting back from 2 goals down to make it 2-2, Liverpool conceded in injury time, leaving fans frustrated and asking serious questions. And now, reports suggest that the club's hierarchy may already have their answers. According to multiple sources, Liverpool have decided that Arne Slot will not remain as manager next season. While there is still hesitation about making a mid-season change, insiders claim the board is preparing for a new era in the summer. Even more surprising, Steven Gerrard is said to be on standby for a possible short-term caretaker role if things deteriorate further. But the biggest headline comes from Spain. Reports claim that Liverpool have secretly met with representatives of Xabi Alonso, the former Reds midfielder and one of Europe's most admired young coaches. The meeting reportedly took place in a discreet location, where detailed discussions were held about tactics, squad structure, and summer transfer plans. Most eye-catching of all, Alonso has allegedly requested 4 major signings, and together they could cost Liverpool around £400 million. The players named are Mickey van de Ven, Tottenham; Adam Wharton, Crystal Palace; Bradley Barcola, PSG; Michael Ollis, Bayern Munich. These are not ordinary targets. These are elite-level players, all young, all proven at the highest level, and all capable of transforming Liverpool's squad. Let's break down what each one would bring. Van de Ven is one of the fastest and most dominant center-backs in the Premier League. Strong, calm in possession, and excellent in recovery situations, he fits perfectly into a high defensive line. Liverpool's defense has looked vulnerable at times, and adding Van de Ven would instantly raise the level. Adam Wharton is being tipped as England's next great midfielder. He is composed, intelligent, and controls games with ease. With Liverpool needing long-term balance in midfield, Wharton could become the heartbeat of the team. Bradley Barcola offers explosive pace and creativity on the left wing. He can beat defenders, score goals, and stretch opposition backlines. In a team that sometimes lacks directness, Barcola would add real danger. Michael Ollis, meanwhile, is pure class. Creative, technical, and deadly from distance. He would give Liverpool a world-class option on the right side and in central attacking areas. Together, these 4 players would represent a statement of intent. Not just rebuilding, but reloading. However, not everyone agrees that spending huge money is the solution. Liverpool legend John Barnes believes the club already has enough quality. Speaking recently, Barnes said Liverpool do not need January signings and that throwing cash at problems is not the answer. He admitted Mark Gahey would have improved Liverpool's defense, but now that he has joined Manchester City, Barnes feels there are no obvious alternatives who would clearly upgrade the current backline. Barnes also reminded fans that Liverpool spent heavily in the summer and must now get the best out of those players rather than constantly chasing new names. This creates a fascinating debate. Do Liverpool need a revolutionary rebuild under a new manager like Xabi Alonso? Or do they simply need stability, confidence, and better use of the squad they already have? What is clear is that Liverpool are at a crossroads. The club appears ready to make tough decisions. The whispers around Slot's future are growing louder. The links to Alonso are becoming stronger. And the idea of a bold, high-profile summer is starting to feel real. For many fans, the thought of Xabi Alonso returning to Anfield is emotional. He understands the club, the culture, and what it means to wear the shirt. If given the right backing, he could lead Liverpool into a new golden era. But until anything is confirmed, this remains a story to watch closely. One thing is certain, change is coming. Whether that change arrives in the dugout, in the transfer market, or both, Liverpool's future is about to be shaped by some of the biggest decisions in the club's recent history. Stay locked in, Reds. This story is only just beginning. Don't forget to like and subscribe so that you won't miss anything.